Hi, Adam Bazalgette here, founder of Scratch Golf Academy. Today's subject, a really good one, how to rip your 3-wood from the ground every time. Hey, we're human, it may not happen every time, but let me give you 3 keys, 3 categories I know are really important for this. We'll give you drills and thoughts to go with as we go along. Important shots for the everyday golfer. They have a lot of fairway wood second shots in their rounds. Briefly, if you're new to this channel, maybe you've watched the videos but haven't subscribed, I'd really appreciate it if you did. Helps us build momentum. Also hit the little bell there. You'll be notified every time a brand new video is coming your way. Okay, not too bad there. Before we get into our 3 keys, let's just touch briefly a couple of setup adjustments you might want to make. I would say if you have a fairly normal width stance, widen it a little bit for a 3-wood. Does a couple of things for you. Number 1, gets you more stable when you're swinging hard. Number 2, when you get your stance a little bit wider, it levels the bottom of the swing. As we'll see in this video, pretty darn important. Ball position, the other key or the other thing we'll discuss for a moment. Hey, listen, everyone wants to know what is the exact right ball position. There isn't one. If you're a Division I college player with a ton of lag and a ton of weight, you can play it quite a bit farther forward than the average golfer should. Let's just say forward of center, mix around with it till you find what works. The lie makes a difference there too. If the ball's sitting up in cushy grass, play it more forward than if it's sitting down on tight stuff. Well, there's Rory McIlroy on the right, Adam Scott on the left. There's 2 pretty good ones for you for sure. Let's have a look. First point I would make for first big key to being a good fairway wood player, you've got to get that club coming from the inside. That means the club has to be staying somewhat back behind you, nice level plane. We'll talk about this as the video goes, but you hit it a lot farther if you do that and you will sweep the ball better. So watch Rory here, look at his backswing. Let's look at the club at that point. And let's look at it in the downswing. He accentuates this a bit, that's why I chose him. Plus he's just great, so that's another reason. So we've got to get that club coming from the inside. Another thing we have to do here, we want a pretty level hit. Here's Adam Scott. I think this camera angle's off just a little bit. Probably should be a bit more there. Makes his ball position look farther back than it likely is. But you can see, watch that club head, it's pretty level for a while there, but certainly nice strong forward lean of the shaft, or at least shaft in line with his lead arm. We'll talk about that, why that's important as the video goes. So level hit, but shaft leaning forward, shallow hit. The other thing, if we go back to Adam Scott's backswing, if you're going to be a good fairway wood player, you have to have club head speed. You want to create some length in that backswing and a good coil. We'll give you a drill for that as the video goes also. Have a free app, Scratch Golf Academy app. You'd love it. All sorts of training tools to take to the course with you. Swing tempo trainers, putting, short game tempo trainers, green reading, etc. Hope you go to the App Store. It's free to you. Pick that up. All right, not too bad there. So first thing we're going to discuss is the shallowness of the downswing. That's what you need. It has a couple of big benefits. One, we're going to look at speed later in the video, but this will help that enormously. Believe me, when the club is farther behind you in the downswing, it is also correspondingly farther from the ball. And that means the longer it stays over there, the more of a whip and the more speed there is at the very bottom. Going to help you. We'll look at speed a little bit more at the end of the video. The other thing, of course, let's use my right hand as an example. When my right hand comes from the side of the body, more behind me, it's always sweeping along the ground more. When it's out here in front, most people are way over here too much with their club. It's chopping down too much, robs you of speed, hits down, gives you a bad angle of attack. Now, if you want to be one of these people that has to have 17 swing thoughts as to how to do this, you can be my guest, but I would take a table tennis paddle, or imagine one. If you're a regular tennis player, a tennis racket would be great. Just picture that little baby loop, that little top spin forehand you can hit, assuming a few things with your grip and sort of setup and backswing. It's no more difficult than that. So put it on a tee, small scale to start with, and just make that nice little loop. We are not trying to hit way out to right field. We're just trying to get the club behind us longer. This is exaggerated, and from there it comes around and hits the back of the ball. Make some small swings. Top that a little bit, don't really care. Felt the right sort of thing. Let's check it out from here. So one more little rehearsal here, feeling on a small scale that slight loop and that nice level spot as I go through. And you want to get your level hit through that loop and the width of stance, etc. You don't want to get a little bit of scoop in there. Why is that important? You won't compress the ball well if you scoop it this way. That does not put pressure on the ball. You need this sort of alignment to do that. So that's what you're working on. Third and final component then was speed. Why do you think ladies drivers, as an average, have a lot more loft than, say, a typical driver used by a one-handicap male? Because they don't have as much speed, so it takes more loft to get the ball in the air. So if you're going to get your 3-wood into the air, get it to carry and stay in the air a bit, you need reasonably good speed. And the factor we're going to look at as our number 3 factor here is length of backswing. So picture it this way. How far, reasonably speaking, can I get my hands to travel from spot A addressed to spot B at the top of the backswing? That gives me more time to build speed. Now, what a lot of people do, they either tilt or they collapse their arms or something. Comes with all sorts of baggage. You don't want to get long like that. You want to get your longer backswing by extending, that means stretching or lengthening your trail side. So here's a good little drill. Get your trail hand off the club, club stays on the ground. Work that thing in a big semicircle behind you. Feel how your ribs and right pec extend and lengthen. Then we can get in there. Once I've felt that, that's the sort of move I'm looking for. That's storing energy by lengthening that backswing. Let's have a go. Well, it probably wasn't long enough. My backswing gets a bit short, but for me, that felt reasonably long. And again, I can hit the ball with more energy, more power. Ball gets in the air if I do that. Hope that helps you with how to rip your 3-wood every time. Have some fun with this. Practice it on the small scale. I know you can do it. It'll help your game if you can break through in these areas.